to today's Pet Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Roberta Westbrook, and you're here with us at the Campus for All Animals, the Houston SPCA. I'm joined today by our Pet of the Week this week, who is Carlita. Carlita is an 11-year-old female spayed Chihuahua, and she just loves to cuddle. She was just rolled over for me so that I could pet her belly, so she's really enjoying the cuddles here. We would love for you to come down to our adoption center and meet Carlita and all the other dogs and cats and puppies and kittens and rabbits that we have available for you to hopefully join your family. This week, we are going to talk about new things that you can do with your pet in the new year. This is the time of year that we're always looking for ways to connect with our pets. And so we're going to give you some good tips that you can use to help integrate your pet into your new year resolutions.
Are there any specific health milestones pet parents should aim for in 2025?
You know, every family is different. So you may have your own goals for your own family and your own pets. And there's no specific milestones. What you want to do is you want to look at your family, your pets, your life and say, you know, what do I want to do more of in 2025? Maybe you had an exciting time on an adventure with your pet in 2024 that you want to repeat or you want to do more frequently. Maybe you have goals to create new bonds with your pet with new traditions. But there's no perfect solution. You can really come up with whatever you want to do to make sure that you and your pet have a solid bond for 2025 and the years to come.
For aging pets like Carlita, what are some unique health goals to consider?
As you have an aging pet, it's always important to make sure that not only are you taking them to the veterinarian regularly to make sure that we can catch injuries and illnesses early and treat them early, but you also want to make sure that you continue to give them the mental stimulation that they need. So health is not just physical, but it's also mental. And making sure that they have activities that stimulate their brain and keep them active are also very important.
How can pet parents determine if their pet is at a healthy weight?
Weight is big for pets. So you want to make sure that your pet is at a lean and healthy weight, because being lean and healthy actually helps to prolong your pet's life. What you may need to do if you're unsure if your pet is overweight or maybe even underweight is to see your family veterinarian. We can do a physical exam and help to determine what your pet's ideal weight is. The reason you may want to see your family veterinarian is because every breed is different, the conformation is different, the weight limits are different, and we don't judge each dog against each other. We're going to judge Chihuahuas the way that Chihuahuas should look, and then there's other dogs like Greyhounds that are going to have a completely different conformation and body type. Essentially though, you want to make sure, we'll show you on Carlita here, you want to make sure that if you're looking at your dog from the side, that your dog has a little tucked up waist. Carlita has a nice tucked up waist here. You want there to be a little bit of an indentation behind the ribs that shows that she has a nice form. And you want them to have that hourglass figure. So if your dog is starting to look round or square because they're starting to put on more weight on the sides, that could be an indication that maybe they need a change in their diet or more exercise, and your family veterinarian can help you to figure out what to do next.
What are some tips for introducing new healthy foods to a pet's diet?
Well, as we talked about, it's important to make sure that your pet stays at a healthy weight because it's going to help to increase their lifespan. Well, part of that is looking at their diet and making sure that they have a nice, healthy diet. If you're used to spoiling your pet with table food, and it could be increasing their body weight, you may want to consider that this year that you switch out some of that table food with healthier treats. Now, healthy treats could mean food that is typically for people. So you could switch out maybe the fatty French fries or hot dogs or cheese for something that's healthier like broccoli or asparagus or carrots, because these vegetables are going to give your pet the nutrients that they need, as opposed to some of the fatty foods and treats that they might be used to getting. So start experimenting with things like vegetables and Other healthy items like bland chicken or bland turkey without fat and seasoning on it, and see if you can replace some of the fatty treats with more healthy treats.
When it comes to grooming, what are some goals that can be made this year for pet owners?
You know, grooming is another one of those aspects of pet care that can sometimes go unforgotten. And part of that depends on your pet's coat. So if your pet tends to have a thick coat or a coat that grows long, adding grooming, regular grooming into your pet's healthcare routine can really help to keep them comfortable. Pets that have long hair coats are prone to matting, and they're prone to hot spots, which is an infection of the skin when they have really thick hair coats. So keeping the coat well groomed and brushed out can actually help to not only feel good for them, but it can help to prevent some health issues, and it can help to relieve their stress because they feel nice and clean and they don't have sometimes painful mats of their hair coat.
To get to the right weight, how can you, as a pet parent, create a consistent exercise routine for pets?
So if you have not regularly exercised with your pet, you may want to visit your family veterinarian to help them so that they can help you come up with a really good exercise routine. So it's really important that the routine be regular and consistent. It's always better to have routine and consistent exercise rather than having a lot of strenuous exercise infrequently, because the goal is to make this a very positive habit and have ongoing small increments of weight loss. So you could start with going on short walks. Maybe those short walks are just, between 5 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on the activity level that you and your pet are used to having. You could start with 3 to 4 times a week. As you get more used to the exercise and your pet becomes more used to the exercise, you can increase the frequency. You can also increase the time. If walking is not something that interests you, and maybe you have a pet that could be more active, then you may consider even a little bit more strenuous activity, like taking small hikes a few times a week that might have some elevation. That's a little bit more of a challenge if you think you and your pet can handle it.
What are some overlooked aspects of pet wellness?
It's very common for people to take their pets to the veterinarian annually, and I think that is wonderful. We also want to make sure that not only are we taking our pets to the veterinarian annually to make sure that they're staying healthy, but sometimes one of the things that's overlooked in terms of regular routine care is dental care. So dental care for our pets is a big deal because keeping the teeth healthy and clean actually can contribute to healthy organs and longevity in life. And so it's important that we stay on top of dental health as well as the health of the rest of the body. And dental month is coming up, and so this is a good time to be thinking about having your pet's teeth cleaned and maybe even learning how to brush your pet's teeth on a daily basis.
What are some good starting points for training a new puppy or kitten?
If you have a new puppy or kitten for the new year, the best thing to do is to contact a professional. You want to contact someone who can give you professional advice about training. Basic training can really help to strengthen the bond between you and your pet, because when pets are misbehaving, maybe they are chewing on things they shouldn't chew on or soiling the home, sometimes that can create distance in the relationship. So you want to make sure that you can contact a professional, hopefully go to a class that can teach your pet teach you how to teach your pet how to sit, how to stay, how to come, how to walk on a leash, and maybe how to do other tricks like lie down and shake. Learning these basic foundational commands can actually help to strengthen the bond and can really create opportunities for you and your pet to grow together.
What role does positive reinforcement play in achieving these training goals?
Absolutely. When you are training and you're wanting your pet to learn new tricks, it's always important that you reward them for the things that they do well. We call that positive reinforcement. What it means is when your pet is performing a trick or an act that you like and that you want them to continue to do, to repeat, that as soon as they do that thing, you want to reward it. And you want to reward it with something that's really enticing for your pet. Sometimes that's food, like a treat. Sometimes it's pets and love. Sometimes it might be a tennis ball. But positive reinforcement says, whenever you do something that I like and that I want to be repeated, I'm going to reward you for it. And it can really be successful, and it certainly is a really good opportunity for you to have a positive experience with your pet.
How do you determine if your pet needs professional training support?
If you've tried to train your pet on your own, maybe you've done some basic training at home, but it doesn't seem to be working, or it seems like your pet is regressing, you may want to get help from a professional. And the reason that is because there can be lots of things that can contribute to whether or not a pet continues to do the things that you would want them to do. There may be triggers in the environment, distractions, and if what you're doing is not working, or you're finding that it's difficult for your pet to retain the knowledge that they've gotten, seeking professional help, even for a consultation, might be very beneficial.
For multi-pet households, how can you set enrichment goals for all the pets?
That's really important. So when you have multiple pets, particularly if they're multiple species, you're going to want to make sure that everybody's getting the enrichment that they want and that they need. And oftentimes, if you have pets that are of the same species, hopefully they get along well and they can help to enrich each other through games, through play, through activities that they can share. If you have pets of different species, maybe you have dogs and cats, you want to make sure that you're giving them each the needs that they have. For example, cats love heights. They love to be high, they love to scratch on things, they're fairly independent. You want to make sure that you're giving cats opportunities to be cats, to climb in high places and appropriately high places. You want to give them the opportunity to scratch and mark their territory, whereas dogs may participate more in activities that can be indoor or outdoor, playing fetch, going on walks, and doing things like sit, stay, and come. But cats can also learn those tricks as well. So if you're interested in teaching your cat how to sit, or how to even walk on a leash, those things are possible as well with a little help and research from professionals who have done this thing before.
What are some simple ways to spend more quality time with your pets?
There's so many ways. You know, I'm spending quality time with Carlita right now. We're just here together. I'm petting her. We're having a moment here. And it doesn't take a lot to create some quality time with your pets. So just being with them, having some quiet time with them sitting at your feet, maybe while you're doing work or watching TV, they enjoy that. Most of the time, our pets just like to be around us, and it doesn't have to be a big activity to do that. However, things like sitting at home with them, going on a walk, maybe even enjoying some other activities like fetch, or if you have a cat, using a laser light to play with them and allow them to chase the laser light. Those are all games that you can do at home for 5 or 10 minutes at a time that will help you to bond with your pet.
What are some creative ways that families can get more involved with their pets' daily routine?
You know, the daily routine is just that. It's a routine, and pets enjoy routine. It helps them to feel comfortable. It helps them to be able to anticipate what's going on next in their world, and it can reduce stress. So just having a routine for your pet is a great way to create that bond and to make sure that you and your pet are on the same page in terms of what's happening for the day, and to make sure that you are catching things early and that your pet can stay on a nice routine to keep them healthy.
What are some ways to celebrate milestones with pets, such as adoption anniversaries or birthdays?
You know, there's always ways that you can celebrate milestones. You can you can have parties, birthday parties. You can have gotcha day parties where you celebrate the day that you are able to bring your new pet home. You can invite friends and family over and have a cake to celebrate. And that cake can even be dog friendly so that the ingredients are healthy for pets. And those are all great ways. Sometimes it just means maybe posting something on social media to tell your friends and family and the broader community how happy you are to have your pet in your life.
Are there any specific activities that work well for shy or anxious pets?
I think if you have a shy or anxious pet, the first thing that you might want to do is just address their shyness and their anxiety. And ways that you can do that are, when you're in the home, is consider getting a pheromone diffuser. They make them for both dogs and cats. They are essentially plug-in diffusers that will emit a pheromone that helps dogs and cats to stay calm. For cats, there's a product called Feel Away, and for dogs, there's a product called Adaptil. These are both helpful in relieving stress and anxiety in pets. You can also consider thunder shirts or jackets that you can put on your pet to help reduce stress and anxiety. And then if you can spend more time with your pet at home, comforting them, or getting an additional pet that may actually help to keep them calm if you know that your pet likes other pets, then getting a second pet can also help to give them some comfort throughout the day. And so focusing on ways that you can reduce their stress at home is important. And then once they're in a more calm state, you can look at ways to do activities that might also help.
Do you go more into the benefits of setting aside time each day just for your pet?
You know, pets are so close to our hearts. They're part of our families. And the more we spend time with them, the happier we are. Pets have been shown to reduce stress and anxiety, to prolong life for pet owners, and to keep us healthy, like reducing blood pressure. So spending time with your pet each day, just petting them and enjoying the day with them can actually have lasting benefits on our lives as well.
What are some areas that one would take a pet to spend more quality time with them?
You can take your pet anywhere where it's allowed. So you could spend time with your pet at home. You can take your pet on vacation with you. You can take your pet to the park. So there's lots of locations that you will be able to take your pet and spend time with them wherever they're allowed. There's lots of restaurants and stores that will allow pets as long as they can be outdoors. And the more that you can include your pet in your daily activities, I think the happier your pet will be and you will be.
How can fostering animals be a part of someone's New Year goals for the year?
We would love for anyone who is interested in fostering to do so. Fostering literally saves lives. It allows people to have a pet in their home that needs time to recuperate, to rehabilitate, and it gets them out of the shelter environment, which can be stressful. So fostering can be a great goal for someone for the new year. Even if you are just fostering one pet a year or two pets a year, it can really be a fulfilling experience that not only will improve your life, but will also help to save the lives of the pets in our community.
What role does volunteering play in building a stronger pet-loving community?
Oh, volunteering is so wonderful. We would not be able to do what we do without the volunteers that come here every day to the Houston SPCA to do everything from walking dogs to doing laundry to helping clean in our cattery. It is really, really imperative that we have support like we do. We are forever grateful for our volunteers, and we encourage you that giving in any way that you can, either of your time or your services, can really, really help all of us here at the shelter.
What are some unique ways to give back to the Houston SPCA?
We really appreciate all the help that we get from the community and the volunteers, and big ways that you can give back include, again, volunteering time, becoming a foster. Maybe if you don't have time to do those things, financial support is also very helpful. It helps us to be able to provide the care for the animals that we do on a daily basis. So there's lots of ways that you can be part of our extended family. We always welcome more volunteers. So please visit our website if you're interested in volunteering or fostering. We thank you for joining us today on the Pet Podcast. Again, I'm your host, Dr. Roberta Westbrook, and this is Carlita. Please come on down and visit us. We hope you guys are having a wonderful new year, and we'll see you next week.